Welcome back to Talk of the Town with PG Sittenfeld. We are coming down the home stretch, talking today about all things poverty in the city of Cincinnati. Clearly so much work to be done. We again want to thank those that make this show possible. So folks, get out to Celebrities, 7617 Reading Road in Roselawn. You might just see me there. You might just see me dancing awkwardly on the dance floor, holding a drink that I don't, even it's with some fancy name, and that's sort of although if that's a deterrent, then forget that. I can avoid you.
I'm trying to upgrade you, PG.
That's right. And as we give thanks, it doesn't happen often enough. We also have to thank one of the really fine producers in the entire radio universe, Byron Thompson, the man in studio. He's built like a linebacker, and yet he has a very delicate touch on the in-studio keyboard. I don't know how he balances those, but Byron, you're the man. It takes obviously a good team to pull off this show. Now we're gonna try something a little bit different for a second here. Now, Tamaya, if I asked you who's the most famous mayor ever of the city of Cincinnati, you would say,
well, Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer. All right, I think there's probably consensus that
I paused because he wasn't on Undercover Boss. So
That's true. Although he's logged some good time on television over time. So Jerry Springer, obviously, one of the big things he did early in his career is he offered something called a final thought. Just a little bit of commentary, and I sort of like that idea of, throw out some thoughts. They don't have to be earth-shaking. It could be something sort of simple, but at least jog people's brains. So, Tamaya, we're going to introduce a little something new. So, without further ado, here is the PG perspective for this week. I've spent the last week going nonstop to neighborhoods all across Cincinnati, and it's been a genuine pleasure meeting with and listening to folks in all sorts of venues, chatting over brown bag lunches in our city parks, touring small businesses, and teaming up with communities for litter pickups. During this 2-week, 52-neighborhood all-city tour, I've been exposed to many places for the first time, like Roper's Barbecue in Bond Hill, which I will say has some of the best sweet potato pie I have ever tasted, or the Paddock Hill Nature Preserve, a charming and peaceful oasis right in the middle of the city. At different moments, soaking up our city has been inspiring and exciting. At other moments, it's been troubling, and here is why. Too many of our neighborhoods are seriously struggling. Too many of our neighborhoods have crossed a tipping point of deterioration. We can't just be a city that sparkles for tourists, as we did so wonderfully during the recent World Choir Games. First and foremost, we must offer a clean, safe, comfortable environment that our residents, that the people who live here and call this place home, are happy to call home. And not just in some neighborhoods, but in all neighborhoods in all parts of the city. How do we get there? I don't pretend there are easy answers, quick fixes, or silver bullets, and your ideas are certainly appreciated. What I do know is that we all need to do more. Neighbors need to pull together and become active in reclaiming their streets. Businesses need to do more, serving as supportive partners in the needed revitalization. And yes, city government absolutely needs to do more for our neighborhoods, allocating resources in an equitable way and treating all neighborhoods with respect, even if some have stronger voices than others. That's the question for all of us to answer. What are you going to do to improve your neighborhood, and what more can you do? So there's something to think about, and that's the PG perspective.